Hi everyone. Everybody seems to like my peach cobbler, so I was asked to demonstrate how I make my peach cobbler. Now there are many ways of making all kinds of desserts, but this is how I make it. I like mine. Other folk seem to like mine, so I'm just going to show you what I do. It's a lot of work that goes into this. First, I need to. I don't like dough, the taste of dough in my food, so I make my strips. I make my pie and my cobbler in 2 layers, and my I make little strips of crust, and I bake them ahead of time, and they're nice and crunchy if you should bite into it, and not soggy with dough. So I just make a few strips with this prepared, good old my friend Pillsbury crust, and that's enough. I'll put these in the oven. They'll become light brown, and then I'll set them aside, and then I'll show you in a few minutes what I'm going to do with these. So the first layer of crust is quite easy. Just drop it in there, and we're going to do it like this. And if you know anything about puzzles and stuff, that's how I make my crust. And just make sure that your sides are sealed. Now, I don't have to worry about any holes going into the crust, because we know what that'll cause, leakage. Okay, now we're gonna take this piece here, and I'm gonna go like this with this. Now, if you already know how to make really good pie crust, go for it. But to me, I'd rather take this kind of time and do it this way than to take a chance on making it and having it come out tough. If you use this crust, you're gonna have perfect crust every time. And people will think that you really know what you're doing. Okay, and this is where the artistry comes in. Looking at it, knowing how to shape knowing what the space that I have here, I've got to fill that in. And it's going to go like that. And I'm going to fill that in just like that. Every hole has to be covered. Can't have any pan showing, because all of your juice will go under the crust and you'll have a hard time getting it out, and it'll burn. This is what's left of this side to fill in. And you're good. About just like that. Put a couple of little air holes here, and I'm not digging down to the pan, just a little bit, so the crust won't come up out of the pan. So now I need some flour. This is what thickens the juice. This is what thickens the juice from the peaches. And you just put, because I don't measure anything. And that's that. That's what it looks, that's enough flour to go with the juice from the peaches. Now I know it looks like I'm doing this wrong because I'm left-handed, but it's gonna be all right. If this can opener works, I'll be just fine. Sometimes they cut the peaches too big. Now if I pour this and put my fork into my bowl to get some cobbler, and all of this comes out, my next forkful won't have any peach on it. So what I do is I just take a knife and I split all these slices that are this size. I split them, and it's time consuming, but this one is good already, so I don't have to do that. But it's important that each forkful or spoonful that goes into my mouth has some peach on it. When you do this, you find little imperfections in the peaches, you know, like this. Some leftover seed that could probably break your dentures or something, or crack a tooth if you're chewing on it. My mother never did this because she canned her peaches herself. Every summer we would get bushels of peaches from the farm or wherever, and we'd have to sit and slice and peel and cut up peaches for hours. That would be like a day of work. And I was the one that liked to cook, so I was the one that had to do it while Jean and Maxine played outside. They didn't like to do this. And my mother always said, if somebody does not like to cook, don't make them. You don't make people come in to cook when they don't like it, because they can mess up some stuff. I've been making peach cobblers like this since, I guess, about 25 years. I used to belong to this organization that had, we used to have a men's cook-off every year. And this man made the best peach cobbler. He never won, unfortunately, because there were a couple other people that cheated. Other guys would come in with an entire meal, soul food, barbecue, greens, potato salad, the whole meal. And of course, people got to eat more. People would pay so much to get in, go around and taste each food and vote on the one that they liked the best. So the cobbler never got voted but it was always, it did come up maybe second or third. But anyway, I was particularly interested in how he made his peach cobbler. My mama didn't make hers like this. Now, she didn't do all this, like what I just did with the crust. But the other next step, when I add my seasonings into, that's purely Joanna. All of that is hers, except maybe for one little secret item that I have, that I use. You know, you always have to have your own secret that you use when you're preparing something. I'm not too good at making cakes, but I do love to bake pies and cobblers. Sometimes a little allspice, vanilla extract, but I always, when I can, I keep some Watkins caramel extract. And that's the thing that has everybody guessing. What did you put in this sweet potato pie? Why does this taste so good? What's in it that tastes different than what everybody else has? And that's my secret. Life goes on here at the Arnold home. While one person is doing this, somebody else is doing something else. Like laundry. And he just wants you guys to see that he does the laundry. That's what he's doing. Showing off for the camera. After I cut the peaches up like this, I add my seasonings and sugar and all that stuff. And then it's ready to pour into the shell. Okay, now this is done. Okay, now we're gonna bring these over and add them to the rest of our peaches. And then so that I can feel like, you know, this is gonna be enough. There's one with some skin on it, but that's okay. That's just for effect. Okay. And I might chop a couple, do that. Also adds more. Now, these are the ingredients that I use. Every pie that my mother made, she always put brown sugar in it. Brown sugar is the secret flavor in making a pie taste good, or a cobbler. People like Mrs. Smith's pie is okay. And so is whoever else makes them, Miss Calendar. But when it's missing brown sugar and cinnamon and nutmeg, we know it. The Mocs know it. Okay, I don't measure, but I'm gonna measure for somebody that's new, a new cook. I'll put a cup of sugar in here. About a cup and a half of plain, regular plain sugar, cane sugar. And now I'm gonna add my brown sugar. So, this is about a cup of brown sugar. Now, spices. Might as well, I'll go with the vanilla extract first. Pure vanilla extract, not it's not the imitation. It will say imitation. You don't want imitation because imitation tastes like imitation to me. And that's about a teaspoon and a half. And this is something that I found to give it a good flavor. And this is butternut extract. So I kind of like take about 2 capfuls of this. This is my nutmeg. And Mama always said that peaches require mostly nutmeg. Apple requires mostly cinnamon. So heavy with the nutmeg because we like it that way. You might not like it, but heavy with the nutmeg. Ground cinnamon. I would say that was about a tablespoon or 2. Salted butter. I'm just looking, my daughter bought this, and you don't do unsalted butter. It might be healthier for you, but we don't do all salted. We need butter with sugar in it. I mean, butter with salt in it for flavor. Okay, and now we're gonna mix them all up. Mix this up until it's where we want it. I mix it until I don't see crystals of sugar. All the brown sugar has been, no lumps left. All of the cinnamon and nutmeg appear to be throughout the mixture. And this is a good amount of liquid here. Next step. Load the pan up. Use a cup. Could have used a pot. My crust is ready. I didn't mean for it to get quite this brown, but it's okay. It didn't burn. So we're gonna sit that there. And we're gonna put this whole stick of butter in here. And you know, butter just makes everything taste better, to me. I'm gonna lay them like that. Like that. So we're gonna now cover all of this so that you can't see this crust. Can't let these people come here and eat this cobbler all by themselves. If you don't eat what you cook, other people think something's wrong with it. I'm gonna start here in the middle because I get longer pieces for the middle of the cobbler. I'm gonna go like that. I'm gonna fasten this piece right here to this, and this over here to this side. And then I'm gonna do an X like this. And Another one like that. And another one like this. Across there like that. Across here like this. Like I said, we're not looking for pretty. We're looking for cover. And that's our cobbler. It's ready for the oven. I have the oven set at 350 degrees. And I'm gonna place this in the oven. On the top shelf. Put this old beat up pan over here. And hopefully that'll catch whatever drips. And we're gonna bake that for about an hour or until it's golden brown. If there are any questions, you can email me at msmarya06@aol.com with any questions that you might have, and I'll be happy to share it. In fact, I have this in my, I have this saved as a document, so I'll be happy to send it to you if you'd like. Okay? We'll see you in a few minutes. This is my granddaughter, Christine, and she's bringing this heavy cobbler in. Unfortunately, I'm the one that has to wear all this flour from slaving over this cobbler all day. It was hard work. You all saw me make that crust and put this cobbler together. So, anybody here at the table want some cobbler?
Oh yes,
Please.
All right, those of you who want to come down and have some, I would suggest you start out now. Come on down. Who wants to be first?
Me.
Why? Because you're the youngest? Okay. This this goes to our grandson Michael. This is Michael DeJoseph. He was one of the recipients of the GHLST Scholarship Fund. And this is Christine. And she was a recipient also.
2 years in a row,
For 2 years. This is Michael's second year. Say thank you to the people.
Thank you very much.
Would you like ice cream with your pie?
I would.
Okay. This is Elizabeth.
Hi.
She's the ice cream server. She's our youngest granddaughter. And we're so proud of all of them. And the young man that's making all of this possible is our oldest grandson, Eddie. Look at all those peaches in there. As I said before, each spoonful of my cobbler will have peaches in it. It won't just be crust and juice. It's going to be peaches. So there you go, Elizabeth. Now, to my husband.
I get to eat some.
Would you like ice cream too?
Yes, please.
Okay. Elizabeth will give you some. And to my son from another mother, Ed DeJoseph. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. You like crust?
I do.
Most people like crust.
You gotta get that crispy crust.
This is delicious, Mom.
Notice that.
You still put your foot in it.
Oh, thank you. Cobbler always tastes better with Bluebell vanilla ice cream. Homemade vanilla ice cream.
Not sponsored.
And so now, I think we're just about done. It's been a pleasure serving y'all. I'm a little crazy right now because I'm so tired. But this has been wonderful. And I hope that you've learned something. As I said, msmarya@aol.com is my email address. And if you'd like, I'll send you a copy of how to do this. Goodbye.